Sorry ass DJ.
Hey everybody, how you doing out there? And welcome back to my Freddy's Ranking the Victims' Death here. Of course, I'm on part 2 here, Freddy's Revenge. When it comes to this one, technically we have about 7 or 8, but I only have 3 spots because I'm going to include all the party guests as one big one there. When it comes to the death, I will say most of them I'm very, very disappointed with. My number 1 for sure, I really do enjoy it there. I will be doing worst to best as I usually do here. I would definitely be kind of curious what you guys think about all of these deaths here and how would you want to rank them, and if you want to do the party guests individually, go right ahead. So let's get ourselves started. Number 3 for me is going to be the gym teacher. So you got Jesse, who cannot sleep because he keeps having all these bad nightmares. He just eventually just walks out of his front door. It's pouring down raining, and he actually ends up at an S&M bar. So he goes in and he gets himself a beer. Just before he's about to drink that beer, the gym teacher is there who stops him in his S&M get up there. No, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to people like that there. I just don't know exactly what the proper name of that stuff would be. After he stops him from drinking, he takes Jesse to the gym, and Jesse's like doing laps in the gym there, and eventually he tells Jesse to stop and go hit the showers there. So Jesse, of course, listens and does what he needs to do there, and you got the gym teacher who's actually in the office. He starts hearing these noises, and there are like all these different sports equipment, which would make sense. It's a gym, and all these balls start like throw themselves at him, at his face, at his body there. He has to like duck down. Next thing you know, you got these ropes that come and they tie around his wrists and they yank him into the shower where Jesse is there. Now the shower starts like really getting very steamy, and of course all the spigots are all getting turned on. So you get the gym teacher who gets dragged in. Jesse's watching all of this here. There's nobody else there because you got Invisible Freddy. The ropes tie themselves up to some of the pipes, so now he's like this. His clothes get ripped off. There's his bare naked ass there, and Freddy, for whatever reason, decides to kind of play with this guy a little bit and snap his ass a couple times with the towel. The gym teacher turns around. He sees Jesse. The steam covers up Jesse. Jesse turns into Freddy. Here comes Freddy and slashes this guy's back a couple times here, and then we actually get blood that come out of all the spigots there, which I will say is probably the best thing. The reason why I have this at number 3, as much as it is shot very well and it's supposed to be very intense, for me it never was. I always just laughed at this death. Number 2 is going to be the party guest, and I have actually gone on record many times on here where I'm not really the biggest fan of the party here, but there's at least 1 or 2 deaths that I do like compared to just the gym teacher there. So you got the whole thing where Jesse is trying to convince Lisa what's going on, and somebody's trying to get out of out of his body there, and he would be stuck in their body, and eventually Freddy does come out of Jesse there and starts like, struggling with Lisa a little bit, and Lisa's trying her best to actually fight Freddy off by screaming, while also trying to convince Jesse, control your body here, try to get out, have him back in your body there. And at first it doesn't work, then eventually it does, where Freddy actually pushes her against the wall, and then he actually runs out the door there, breaks the glass, he disappears, and then like maybe a few seconds later, he actually reappears, and he starts wrecking havoc, and there's a lot of people. Of course, you always get that one person that always has to go and say, is there anything we can do? Can we help you in any way there? And it's like, help yourself, fucker, or something. And tosses him over the grill, and there's flames, and you got the beautiful shot of the flames behind Freddy there, and people are just freaking out there, and Freddy ends up slashing one person in the face, which I think was really, really good. You get a few people who get burned alive in the swimming pool. You got one person trying to crawl on the wall, and they're burning alive. You got guests stepping on someone accidentally and breaks their neck. Someone gets slashed in the chest. I will say that, like I said, it's at least a little bit more intense, even though I'm not a big fan of the party scene here. I will admit I did enjoy this slightly better than, of course, my number 3 here. But my number 1 is Grady. I think this is the best out of the options we have in this particular movie here. So you got Jesse and Lisa, and they're in the cabana, and they're making out, and then Jesse's like kissing her neck and her chest and between her breast, and then he puts his head up, and a long fucked up tongue comes out, which is actually Freddy's tongue there. So it's almost like thinking, shit, Freddy is very close of trying to get out of Jesse's body here. He actually gets off of Lisa, gets himself dressed. He runs away from Lisa. We get a little bit of tears from Lisa. Then the next thing we know, Jesse is at Grady's bedroom. And of course, even Grady even says, how the hell did you get in here? But he never really explains. I'm assuming maybe through an open window. I don't know there. So he's like trying to explain to Grady, like he did with Lisa at the party, as I mentioned, that someone's trying to come out of me here, and he's like saying, yeah, she's female, and she's trying, you know, and she's in the cabana waiting for you, or whatever he actually says there. So the thing was that he's like, please just stay awake. If I fall asleep, wake me up. I really, you know, can't control what's going on with me right now. And Grady's like, fine, he agrees to that. Jesse's sleeping, Grady's watching a little TV. And I would say maybe no more than about 10 seconds after he says goodnight to Jesse and puts his head on the pillow, Jesse wakes up, scares Grady and saying, oh my God, he's coming here. So eventually Freddy does get out of Jesse's body by pretty much, you know, you see the head of Freddy, which I thought was kind of cool there, eventually able to slash Jesse's chest, and he actually comes right out. You got Grady, Grady actually banging at the door for his parents there. You get the parents, the dad's trying to open up the door. Grady's trying to open up the door the other way there. Nothing's really working. Freddy comes over, grabs Jesse by the neck, grabs Grady by the neck there, and actually puts the claws through him, through the door, almost could have nicked at least the dad, and you get the sliding right down to the chest there, and then he just lets him go, and you get like, I think Freddy puts on his hat, I believe, and makes a little laugh there, and I really did like that there. Well, there you guys go. Hopefully you guys actually enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have yourselves a good one.